Hello and welcome back. My name is Dee and this is Lotus Curl. So today I'm going to show you 5 steps on how to do a headstand. So to begin with, before I go on to how to do a headstand, I just wanted to mention a few things that are really important to be able to do a headstand. So the first one is upper body and shoulder strength. That's what I was looking for. And you need to be able to have some base level strength so you can hold yourself up in this inversion. And I'll show you a few exercises on what I do to help me strengthen my shoulders and upper body. Getting ready for Sirsasana. And the second thing is core. So to be able to engage your core, connect with your core, and also strengthen your core is really important. When you're in an inversion, when you're upside down, it's really important to be able to engage your core, and that's going to keep you nice and stable. So again, I'll show you a few exercises and you can use those to help you engage your core, strengthen, so that you can get into your headstand. And 2 things to remember. One is you want to be able to, when you're in your headstand, press into the forearms, pressing the forearms and the hands into the floor, and that's going to really strengthen and solidify your headstand. And also number 2 is I would suggest when you're walking away into a headstand that you walk and you don't do a little jump or a hop, because when you're doing that you have less control, and also it can put a lot of pressure on your neck and your head. So you want to keep the pressure off the neck and the head, more in the arms, more in the hands, and that's going to keep you nice and safe. Okay, so on to the actual steps. So number 1, what I like to do is find out where the head placement is going to be on the floor. So to do this, I like to bring these 3 fingers in. So the pinky finger is out, the thumb is out, and then I press the thumb onto in between my eyebrows, and then wherever the pinky finger falls is where the crown of my head is and where it's gonna find that connection with the ground. So it's about here. It's where my connection with the ground will be, the crown of my head. And then number 2 is hand placement. So I like to interlace my hands, and then the 2 pinky fingers I'll bring straight out, and I'll tuck them in so that I have a nice flat base for my headstand. And then I'm gonna open up my hands and I'll put my head in between my hands, and that's gonna keep my head nice and stable and keep it from moving. Number 3 is shoulder placement or elbow placement. So you want your elbows to be shoulder distance. So to do this, I just bring opposite hands to opposite elbows or just above, and that's about the distance that my arms and my elbows are going to be away from each other on the mat. And then my hands will be like that, as you can see. Number 4 is I'm gonna walk my feet as close to my body as possible until I find a little bit of that feeling where I'm a little bit weightless. My hips are gonna find themselves over my head, and I'm gonna take 1 foot up at a time. And the last thing is controlling your landing. So when you're coming down, you really want to try and keep that core engagement and really land softly and with the legs nice and controlled, because that's going to both teach you control, and safe way to get out of your headstand. And to begin with, I would advise practicing against a wall so that you have that behind you as a safety net if anything would happen, if you toppled the other way. So yeah, that's it. That's my 5 steps on how to do a headstand, and I'm sure you're going to ace it. And even if it takes you a very long time to do, which it took me a very, 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 very long time to practice and be able to actually do and maintain it and with control and be comfortable in it. So even if it takes you a while, it will take as long as it takes, and that's okay. And when you do get it, it's going to feel amazing. And if you don't get it, again, that's completely fine. It doesn't make you any more or less of a yogi. You are an amazing yogi, whether you can or cannot do any of these crazy inversions. So remember that, honor your body, and just have fun. And let me know how you get on. I hope it was helpful.